crazy. Okay, y'all, good morning. It's, what is it? Man, it's already Thursday. So, yeah, having a good week so far. Y'all know, I've been working pretty freaking, pretty regular. We've been making good money. I know the video I did yesterday was a little bit different, but, you know, I don't know, man. That was Cam texting me saying he might be about 5 minutes late. They caught some traffic or something. See, I don't mind as long as I know. Don't wait till 10 minutes after 8 to start texting me, because I've been got an attitude by then. Anyway, so the video, I appreciate the views on the video yesterday. It might have been a little bit over the top. I know it was definitely long, but it just bothers me that this guy comes out and, I don't know, man, why it bothers me so much, because he just classifies, us guys that have been doing it a long time. He just classifies us as like we're just a bunch of bumpkins that ain't got no sense. And, I'll be all that, but, I'm going to show you. I don't really like to, I don't really like to continue talking about stuff that, and nobody's showing nothing. So, if you're truly passionate about what you're doing, and you're truly passionate about what you believe and all that, then show somebody. I like showing people. I'd rather show somebody than talk all the time. I talk all the time, but I like to show too. And the channel's mostly showing. I said showing. So, I don't, and none of that shit, I don't take none of that personal or not personal. I just look at it like it's a different kind of content. And it's really, if he's going to continue to, be passive aggressive in his videos, then I won't be passive aggressive in mine. I'm gonna come straight at you, see? And that's the difference between a guy like me and a guy like him. And I don't expect, a lot of you guys are saying things, I don't expect him to be, where I'm at after I've been doing this so long. I don't expect that. I mean, so I understand that he's not supposed to be, where I'm at. I mean, hell, he ain't been doing it no time, and I've been doing it a long time. I don't expect him to be in the same hemisphere as somebody like me, but he thinks he is. And that's really, I mean, when you look at the whole scenario, it's like, really? Did he just say that? Are you kidding me? But I may sound a little more passionate and a little more, what's the word I'm looking for? Irritated in the video than what I really was. Because at the end of the day, and we know, what he does does not affect my paycheck. It doesn't affect my, it just bothers me, because, and not just bothers, bothers me, but it bothers a lot of guys like me, and they don't have YouTube channels. And so I'm not saying I'm speaking for the vast majority, but I'm speaking for a lot of guys that know what I know, that understands what I understand. And you wouldn't know that if you ain't been in business doing this for any period of time. You wouldn't know some of the stuff that you have to go through. Good or bad, it is what it is, right? So I don't really, it ain't nothing personal. I don't particularly like the guy, but hell, there's a lot of people I don't like, and who am I, right? I mean, I'm, grown enough to realize that. So, but you're not going to come on here and make passive aggressive remarks about me, and say these remarks things as if they're facts, you know. And like I said, you're welcome to grab the audio out of any of my videos, and you can do the exact same thing to me. And let's see you do that, and let's see what facts you come up with, like I did. Because contrary to what a lot of people may think, the video I did yesterday is pretty much calling you out for the well, your wording and how you stereotype people and stuff like that. And and again, I don't expect this guy to be on my level, but I don't expect for him to be as disrespectful as he's been to the whole process of guys that have already been doing it. And it ain't, like I said, it doesn't affect my pocket either way. And as far as I think he said something about a Google review. I went on there and gave him a 5-star review. I did. He can't stand me using the word G. It's just a playful terminology, man. That's all it is. So don't take it twisted. And my hat ain't turned sideways, but if I wanted to, I could. I mean, come on, man. You want everybody to listen to everything that you say as fact, but then when somebody comes on there and calling you out pretty much and showing you where'd this come from, where'd that come from, but he won't have a video on that. He'll have another video of rhetoric and passive aggressive, but he won't zero in on nothing. He was showing something about a profit loss statement. I got my software does all that for me, man. I got software, believe it or not. I know, and I don't have Jobber, because Jobber is not that great to me. I don't. Well, the software is great, but I don't like their pricing schedule. What Jobber does, and I'm not mad at them. Not that you have choices. What Jobber does is they'll get you hooked in. And this is probably a way a lot of these software places are, even the ones that I have. Jobber will get you hooked in. You'll sign up only to realize, oh, you can't even put your expenses in that base package software. It don't even keep up with your expenses. So what companies like Jobber do, and hey, it's business, and business is business. What they do is you come in low. And it's really not that low when you're talking about, I don't know, I want to say, I can't remember exactly, $100-something a month or something like that. I don't know. But I checked into it, and I got videos over Jobber that I've done where they were just blowing me up, wanting me to damn, use their software. And I was going to do it until I found out the base package it was going to cost me another $70 a month in order for them to include my expenses. And see what companies like Jobber do, that they make it where you're relying on them, and then they jack the price up. And then a guy like me is going to look at that, and I start feeling like they're hijacking me, because now, the price went up $30 or $50. Not that that's going to make or break me, but they make it where next thing you know, you're paying, when you started out paying $110, now you're paying $200 a month. And they can go up on you at will, and we're ready to just quit them. That's the thing. They know you're probably not. And a lot of people that ain't in business that wouldn't know this. You don't want to constantly be changing softwares, because it's a pain in the butt. It really is. Something always gets lost in the transition. I know that because that's how I roll. I've been knowing that. So I don't get too caught up in Jobber but my software keeps up with everything that I do my taxes every year. My accountant sees the profit loss statement. Now, I don't owe you nothing, Jay. I don't owe you. I don't have to show you nothing. You don't have to believe me or not. I mean, you can just see how I live. I got Slap Rock coming up now, like you just did a rollout. Okay, pulling up to the first one, y'all. The list today is only, well, we got rain, y'all, so that's great, man. I love getting rain. Well, I having him blow the road off because last time he didn't blow the road off, and they said something. See, little stuff like that, well, you ought to make sure. Yeah, but see, when I left, when we got done the last time, I loaded the mower up and I pulled out of the way. And he was running the blower, but he didn't blow off in front of the house. It blew off everywhere else, but not right here, and it's bad. So, it looks terrible over here. All right, y'all, I have to get with you. Okay, y'all, so we wrapped up the first one. $80, about 15 minutes. So, doing good, man. 20 after 8, man, we're already done. We already made, yeah. And I did a little extra over here. This is 70. You know, it was a 60, and I went up this year. So, yeah. Cam's in good headspace today. Maybe I'll buy him a biscuit or something. He said he didn't eat no breakfast, and, you know, we got a lot of riding to do, so, yeah, you can't spoil them, though. Okay, y'all, so I got my mower stuck over here. I was going around this big pile, you know, and I'm glad, you know, the ground over here is sketchy, man, and it's very deceiving. So I got my big mower stuck. You know, we're doing the yards over here, and I told Cam, I said, I'm gonna run down here and you know, go around this pile. So shouldn't take me just a second, man. All right, hop on and crank it up, man. And to let the brake down, and you might have to help me so we don't break the rope. Yeah, that's about all the footage y'all gonna get today, man. We got these last two to do, so. Okay, y'all, so we got done today, and everything is, we're beyond caught up. I mean, I'm taking care of things that I will take care of over the weekend. And So y'all know that the Mexican restaurant, they ran out of checks. And so I've been by here, you know, every day I come down here to the gas station and fill up, and you know, and then I'll order my sandwich and all that. So I've been coming by here the last, well, we did the yard last Thursday or last Wednesday. Yeah, no, last Tuesday. So it's been over a week. And they told me to come Friday that they would have checks. I come by Friday, they didn't. I come by Monday, nobody was there to sign. I come by Tuesday, yesterday, and they weren't open. So I pull up there today to get, you know, just now, to get the money, to get a check, you know, and I'm like, you know, hey, he's like, oh, how much is it? She said, well, I still don't, I can't sign yet. I haven't been approved to sign the checks yet. And I'm like, and finally I said, well, see, the thing is, this is what I told her. I said, the thing is, it's costing me to come by here, running down $70. We're not talking about a lot of money. I mean, for a restaurant, it's, you know, but it's costing me, and it's irritating as hell. But then, well, Ray, I just dropped them. I've never had a problem getting paid from them, and they paid me, but I do like $170 over here in less than an hour. You know, I do the gas station and the Mexican restaurant, and I've always gotten paid. So, but it was starting to really irritate me. And it ain't that I need the money or not, but I like to close the books up. A week ain't nothing, man. But it is to me when that's not my agreement. My agreement is not to get paid when y'all get ready to pay me. That's not that's not. I don't have customers like that. I know. And I rarely ever have to chase my money, ever. And I wasn't doing hardcore chasing, because if they were if they were not on my daily, you know, routing, because I'm coming by here every day. If they were further away, like where I'm not coming by here regular, then what I would do, just letting everybody know what I would do in that situation with that particular customer, with the relationship that we have built up, blah blah blah, is I would just say, okay, let's just double up next time. That's what I would do. But when they told me they didn't have checks and they're a restaurant, I honed in a little bit more, because, okay, you know, are they going to pay me or not? You know, you just never know. And no, $70 is not going to make or break me, but I want to get paid for the work that I do. And once I told her today, I said, well, you know, it's costing me to keep coming by here. Why don't y'all just call me when it's ready? You know, because as long as I know that they're on board, and as long as I know that they are gonna pay, and I never thought they wouldn't pay, but you never know, because these restaurants, they come and go here. There's been so many Mexican restaurants in this place, right in this corner right here, that one day they open and the next day they gone. I got beat. You know, that's another time that I got beat. Damn sure is. I got beat out of $100 from the last owners over there. I did. I never did get that money. So that's two times that I've been beat that I forgot all about that. So when these people bought it and they wanted me to cut the grass, I was weary. I'm like, oh man, hell, they owe me $100 from 2 years ago. And they said, oh, we're a different company, blah blah blah. And I'm like, okay. And they paid me every. I haven't had no problems. And I started to get a little bit sassy in there, and I'm glad that I didn't, because I was getting, you know, it's hot out here, and it's irritating as hell out here running down my little money. And then everybody wants me to do things cheap, but then they want me to have to run the money down.
And if I got to run the money down, we're not cheap no more. It costs a lot for me to run the money down. I want to get my money as soon as I can, so I can not have to worry about getting my money. And that's the way I've always been in business, man. That's the way I've always done it. I just don't like to. I don't want to wait on getting paid, because if something breaks on a mower, I can't wait to get it fixed. So, you know, if something breaks on the truck, I can't wait. I want to be able to use the money that I generate daily to pay for everything. And like I say a million times before, you know, if I work all day out here in this heat and I have to go to the ATM for fuel or whatever, I don't want to pull money out of my ATM when I'm working, you know, $800 to $1,000 a day. I should never have to do that. I want to use the money as I'm getting it. That's the way I like to do it. So, yeah, we did pretty good today, man, really. Main thing is we got things done. We freed up a lot of time, and we made money. So we didn't do no $1,000, probably around $8. But yeah, we did around 800. But what that does is tomorrow that makes us super. It makes my density super tight, because we got the HOA, we got one that's right outside the HOA, and then we got two that's in the HOA that we do extra stuff for the owners there. One of them is 60 and the other one is 70, and it takes like 15 minutes on this one, 15-20 minutes on this one, and we get an additional $130, and then we get the 120 from the one that's across the street. It's not in the HOA, but we can ride mowers there, from the HOA and do that property too. And it's 120. And how I got that one, I was on the HOA and a dude pulled up. He's been a great customer. I said great. So, so I did all the running around yards today. And then tomorrow we're going to be condensed, and we'll probably be right around $900 or so tomorrow, something like that. So, but I won't drive this truck 3 miles. That's everywhere. Today I made up for it. I drove a lot. But I went to the steel dealer. I got some things that I needed, for Cam's weed eater. The line is about to, not the line, but the spring loaded, this right here is about to break. So I got a new one of these. And this is just plug and play, man. You just, real easy, man. Now they do sell it where you can buy this mechanism here, but a lot of times that mechanism is broke, and that's why, or it's barely hanging on. So I didn't take it apart and look. I just buy this. Sometimes if the string breaks, then I'll just, I'll buy the string. But when the mechanism here starts acting up, and the reason I know that is because the string on Cam's weed eater is hanging out like that all the time. So the coil in there is not pulling it back in like it's supposed to. So I got that. What else did I get? I got the stupid little belt for the Exmark mower. One thing that I did notice, and this is after I bought the stupid belt, is they got a new commercial 30 out, Exmark does, and they want $3,000 for it. And it's got the casters on the front. I might buy one of them. But I know the video today is not exciting or anything. I'm just buttoning up everything, so tomorrow we can just focus on HOA area there. And then Saturday, Phil and I are going to be over there where that mower got stuck at. And I'm glad there's a lot of wood and stuff over there, because I may need it. And one thing over there that I noticed today, is they have a demo bucket there, sitting there. So if I'm over there on Saturday and that bucket's still sitting there, I'll probably use their demo bucket, because their demo bucket is better than my grapple bucket. It won't be, because my grapple bucket, it doesn't have a floor in the bucket. The demo bucket that they have is, it's a regular bucket with grapple on it. So I'll probably use it. Somebody sent me a link, and dude, he did a live last night, and I was getting ready to go to bed, but when Buddy sent me the link, I hit the link, and I was, watching a part of the live. And of course he's, mad because I did a video, I don't know, well, he's just mad. I don't really care about him being mad. And then when somebody, that's in business, in this game, and been in this game a long time, when they talk back, he don't like that, because he's used to being the loudest voice in the room, and he can be that in his own world, but you can't come on here spitting a bunch of what you perceive to be knowledge, and then get mad when somebody calls you out and pinpoints this so-called knowledge, and you see he ain't got nothing to say about none of that. We're talking about facts. All the rhetoric, who cares? I'm talking about facts, things that have actually happened. I gave him a 5-star review. I thought about giving him a bad review, but why would I do that? I don't know him. So I said, okay, I'll give him a 5-star review. Of course, he's saying I didn't do that. He's saying that I left him a 1-star review. And now he's saying, Ray's messing with my business. He's the one of the new age. He ought to know. Common sense tells you social and business is all fair game. in today's world, him being younger and everything, he ought to know that. It ain't that serious to me. It's just kind of like I see it, man. It's kind of boring, really. Tomorrow's gonna be easy, though. Well, it's not easy, but easier as far. It's not gonna cost me as much tomorrow. And I'm always aware of what it costs me, contrary to what anybody might think. I know today cost me more than tomorrow's going to cost me in every way, because I had to do a lot of driving today. So obviously it costs more when you have to do a lot of driving than when you don't. I know that dude was talking about that he wanted me to fill out a profit loss statement, and I think to myself, why would I fill out a profit loss statement to anybody other than my accountant? Because she gets that every year. Why would I does this guy think I owe him or something? I don't know. He wouldn't like my numbers, because my numbers will run his in the dirt. My numbers are great. You're just saying that, Ray. Well, no, I'm not just saying it. I mean, you know, y'all see me living. Y'all see me investing. Y'all see me out here with both hands, stress-free, or as stress-free as I can make it. And anybody that's been watching the channel for a long time, y'all know that this rendition of me is a whole lot different than when I had Bo and Zach and all those guys out here. A whole lot different. I don't know. I just like to show people, you know, tangible things that that we do, or I do, on the expense side of the business. Because I'm super acutely aware of the expenses. I mean, to me, the expenses are just as important as the money that you're earning, the gross, you know, because if I gross this, but my expenses are this high number, then that gross, by the time I break it all down, the net is nothing or very little. And but my YouTube channel, it shows that I ain't going broke. And sometimes, you know, we have to use some common sense. I just like to show people. And showing and talking is a little bit better than just showing or just talking. So I'm giving you the why I do this and why I do that. I don't have to justify to anybody in the comments how much money I make or don't make. You can take that information for what it's worth. But you have to also realize that why would I lie about how much money we make? Why would I lie about that? And then on the other hand, I guess if I'm lying about how much money I'm making, I guess I'm lying about when I take a hit too. You know? I don't have no reason to lie. Especially to some new guy that just started his business. He's not important enough for me to lie to. And I don't really like people calling me a liar. I guess. Especially when I'm showing everything. Of course, I'm not going to show people my books. I'm not going to do that. I don't have to. If it's that important to you if it's that important to you to undermine me and my thinking process, then sorry for your luck. Because I don't owe anybody anything, you know. And nobody owes me nothing either, you know. I wouldn't dare ask somebody to see their books. Because I know books can be jimmied up too. You know, it's just ridiculous. And this guy coming to me like he's the IRS and want to see my books. My accountant does the taxes every year and she sees the books. She gets on to me every year, like I've told you guys before, because I don't, you know, I'm not good at all that. I'm good at earning and managing the earnings and making more money with the earnings. That's what I'm good at. Why do you think I have one card I use for fuel? Because I don't want to go in the house every day and keep up with receipts for the fuel. I don't do that. I got a credit card, a gas card that I pay off every month, and that's what I use for gas. It's the only thing I use it for. So at the end of the year, I just print off the end of the year statement. That's all fuel right there. How much easier can that be? I'm not going into the house every day and saying, okay, I spent $32.55 on gas for the lawnmowers, and I spent $76.22 on gas in the truck. Oh, and I spent $12.19 on mix. No, I don't do all that. All the gas goes on one card, period. And that's how I keep up with it. Right or wrong, that's how I keep up with it. Because the last year, I can't remember exactly, but I want to say it's around $17,000 in fuel. Something like that. I guess I'm lying. I got a credit card statement that says I'm not. I got a credit card statement that's good enough for the government. So, and what really gets people about me is that I am what you see. I'm not an actor. I don't know how to act. So what you see is what you get. And they're always trying to squirm around to make it look like I'm telling a lie, because they can't figure me out like they can somebody else, because I defy normalcy, I guess, in their world. To me, all this is just par for the course, man. You know. But anyway, I'm gonna get out of here, get in the house. Me and Sweet Pea gonna have what I got today. I got a Philly cheesesteak. We're gonna have Philly cheesesteak, and we're gonna watch some Gold Rush or something. Yeah, because it's hot out here, y'all. Y'all be careful. I'll kick it.